As the American Idol Season 23 auditions came to a close in the middle of March 2025, each hopeful took the stage with as many aspirations as the spotlight itself. Lashon, a 24-year-old Atlanta, Georgia native, was one of them. His quiet assurance and genuine personality were set to leave a lasting impression on the show's history. Lashon chose Alicia Keys' song Woman, which honors tenacity, love, and the unwavering strength of femininity, for her audition. She was carrying a guitar over her shoulder and was filled with stories. The result was a performance so unvarnished and intensely felt that it brought judges Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, and Lionel Richie to tears. Lashon not only won a golden ticket to Hollywood, but also won the hearts of millions of people who watched at home. As Lashon took the stage, the audition room was filled with excitement. Her dazzling grin and simple denim jacket gave her a grounded warmth that pulled people in right away. A face that seemed to possess knowledge and delight beyond her years was framed by her braided hair. Before she met the judges, host Ryan Seacrest, who is always encouraging, inquired about her history. "By day, I teach preschool," Lashon stated in a quiet yet firm voice. "I educate my children to believe in themselves by singing to them every morning. But you know, I've always processed life through music. I use it as therapy. I want to show my students, and my little sister, that you can chase what sets your soul on fire, no matter where you come from," she said movingly when Lionel questioned her about why she had chosen Idol. Lashon took a deep breath before introducing her song. As she adjusted her guitar, she remarked, "This is Alicia Keys' Woman. It's for my mother, who showed me how to do it, and for all women who have ever had to get back up." Sensing the gravity of her remarks, the judges moved closer. Lashon's performance was comforting from the very first strum. The opening lyrics, "I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman," were encircled by her deep alto with a smoky edge, which she sang with an intimacy that made it seem as though she were singing to every individual in the room. Her melody was emphasized by the guitar's soft chords, which produced a simple sound that emphasized her voice. Lashon's storyline became more vivid as the song progressed. She lived the lyrics rather than merely singing them. Her expression reflected the anguish and victory of lyrics like, "I've been through the fire, I've been through the rain," as her eyes momentarily closed during the verse. Her voice rose as she hit the chorus, not with force but with conviction, each note bearing the weight of fortitude. Her tone was soaring yet controlled, with a quiet force that appeared to honor every woman who had ever struggled to stand tall. The bridge, "We're the mothers, we're the daughters, we're the sisters holding strong," was a highlight. Lashon's phrasing was instinctive, bending chords with heartfelt flourishes that were both clearly her own and reminiscent of Keys' influence. The room was enthralled. As Lashon sang, Carrie Underwood, who is also a virtuoso at expressing emotion, gripped her pen and her eyes glistened. As though he were witnessing something divine, Lionel Richie sat back with his hands clasped and a look of adoration on his face. Normally quick with a joke, Luke Bryan was unusually still, staring at Lashon with a little smile that betrayed his amazement. The crowd swayed softly, with some wiping away their tears and others nodding in agreement. It was more than just a show. It was a time of bonding and a reminder of the uplifting and healing potential of music. The only sound to break the deep silence as Lashon strummed the last chord was her exhaling, as though she was letting go of the weight of the tale she had just spoken. Then there was a flood of applause, like a dam. The first to stand was Carrie, who clapped ferociously and spoke in a cracked voice. "My goodness, Lashon," she exclaimed, fluttering her cheeks. "I could sense every word you said. Though it has a strength that just catches you, your voice is like a loving hug. I'm a complete mess here." The tension in the room eased as she smiled and dabbed at her eyes. Still sitting, but clearly moved, Lionel paused to collect his thoughts. He spoke softly and added, "You have a gift. Not only is your voice beautiful, but you also have the capacity to evoke strong emotions in us. It's not common. I didn't want the voyage you brought us on to stop. He stopped and shook his head. Lashon, you are a storyteller who needs to be heard by the world. Luke leaned forward and grinned as he finally found his words. He got laughter when he said, "Girl, you just made this place into a church." Even though I don't get chills easily, comments were a celebration of Lashon's genuineness rather than merely compliments. They were astounded by her ability to strike a balance between strength and vulnerability, pointing out how well her voice matched her straightforward guitar playing. The room's emotional tug was strengthened when Carrie, in particular, related to Lashon's homage to her mother and shared a brief anecdote about her own mother's influence. The choice was simple when it came time to cast a ballot. "Yes," Carrie firmly said. "Definitely," Luke continued. "You're going to Hollywood, my dear," Lionel said with a flourish, his eyes sparkling with joy as he handed her the golden ticket. Lashon's response was unadulterated happiness. Incredibly grateful, she cried, holding the ticket close to her chest. She smiled gratefully as she gave each judge a hug. With her voice shaking with excitement, she faced the cameras outside the audition room and said, "This is for my mom, my sister, my students, everyone who believed in me. I will continue to sing from the heart." It seemed as though she was making a commitment to act with the same sincerity in every performance. Online support for the audition was overwhelming. Lashon's woman clips went viral on several platforms, with admirers on X referring to her as the voiced season 23 needs and a soulful queen. A sample was retweeted by Alicia Keys, who wrote, "Lashon, you did a beautiful job honoring this song. Continue to shine." Viewers related to her tale, from her work with preschoolers to her homage to her mother, who had supported Lashon and her sister throughout difficult times, so the acclaim wasn't limited to her singing. She became an early favorite because of her genuineness. Lashon's performance was notable for its depth rather than its flair. She developed a voice that combined R and B soul with gospel warmth while growing up in Atlanta, where she sang in church choirs and at open mic events. Woman was the ideal pick since its message matched her own experience as a young black woman fighting social constraints and self-doubt. Sharing who she was at her audition was more important than showcasing her singing abilities. Her technical skill and honesty combined to create an amazing experience. Lashon's golden ticket made her a star to watch as Hollywood Week approached. The judges had witnessed something extraordinary, a heart that could inspire millions, a voice that could move mountains. Lashon's Woman served as a reminder that often the most impactful performances are those that make you feel seen, and it was a ray of soulful truth amid a season full of talent. Lashon's adventure was just getting started, but she was prepared to light up the Idol stage once more with her guitar, her faith, and a voice that could reach the stars.